Hey everyone, today we're looking at the YS3M. You can see my previous video here where I unboxed this one, which is the 8 magnet ball core version, but today we have the 20 magnet ball core version. This came out earlier this year and was the first release from MoYu in 2024, I believe. We haven't seen a 20 magnet ball core version of the RS3M V5. I suspect that's coming, but we've just had the that 1 minute. Now I know why everyone uses a knife to do this. We've just had the 20 magnet ball core Wailong V10 released. Is this even, what is, oh no. Back in a minute.
Moments later.
Here we go. This is the magic cloth version. I think they're referring to the plastic on the outside. Is that even, yes. That's better. Let's start again. This is the 20 magnet ball core version of the YS3M. Let's open it up. Lovely. We have our credit card with Yushengdu on it and whatever, and the normal box, cube, accessories. We can guess what's in here. No way. This is my first one. That's great, because what I can do with this now is I can get rid of all my other MoYu screwdrivers and blue things and everything else that I've got, which I've never ever used, and I don't know why I keep them, and I don't know why I bother with this. So that's good. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the battle axe adjustment tool. We have the instructions on how to use the battle axe tool with the more functions coming soon. Well, we know what that's for now. Hint, hint. And honestly, one day I'm going to read this. I'm going to read one of these one day, if it's in English. Yes. And as you can see, it's the really old version. Although admittedly they've updated the logo here, but it really is weird. That can go to the side, that can go to the side. We'll keep this for a minute and let's get this open. Remember to open it, you squeeze it on the semicircles to open and close. Oh, magic clothes version. It's so much plastic. Okay, first thoughts. It looks exactly the same as the previous one. Same blues, same red, same colors. This has the teal internal and this one has a white internal. And the main difference is that as well with the 20 magnet ball core, it's white. I thought this was the red one.
Disappointed!
But we can see there are magnets. There are magnets here, which are the repelling magnets, and corner magnets here. Apart from that, I'm assuming everything else is the same and it's just the magnets that are different. Come on. Okay. Very slippery. For the UV coated one, it feels very slippery. Let's do some turns. Okay, it has that same sandy dry feeling that these cubes usually have out of the box, but it's definitely a lot grippier. You can definitely feel it coming in, like wanting to turn for you. One of the things about the original YS3M, the magnets are very strong. They're very grabby and they do tend to grab quite a bit. So I was wondering what the 20 magnet would bring to the design changes. You can see it's still got that very blocky, close fit, tight sort of feeling and very flat and very sharp edges. I kind of like that. I did main this for quite some time and I did originally get my best time on this when I first opened it up and was doing the first 50 to 100 sols. Out of the box, it's very loose. Maybe I tend to have mine quite loose. I do quite like that, but it's interesting just to see this one feels very loose. Back to the original spring adjustment system. I can see it's on the loosest setting here. So I'm guessing the screws probably need to have a bit of tightening to them because it's deforming. Like I'm finding that's happening. Reason I like this cube is because I tend to be a bit of a stronger turner. That feels like it's just too much apart. It's very, how do I describe that? It feels like you can be quite strong with the turning and the magnets will still grab. Whereas say, for example, the RS3M V5, when I turn that, I sometimes do overshoot with it. I find it won't grab as much as I would like it to. So this definitely needs some setup. I find out of the box, it's just too flexible and deforms too much. And I think it definitely needs to have the screws brought in a little bit, which I hate doing on the screw ones. I feel like I never get them configured correctly. I don't think I want to adjust the spring compression or the maglev compression. That to me feels like what it should be, but definitely I'm going to bring the springs in. So
meanwhile,
when I want to buy cubes, I go to Wattlecube, where they have a wide range of WCA puzzles. You can buy the MoYu HuaMeng YS3M 20 magnet ball core version. They have the MoYu HuaMeng V10 and the MoYu HuaMeng Pyramix. Also the X-Man Hong 5x5. They offer the best prices to everyone, so there's no secret discount codes. When you place an order, say hello to Ozymandias Family Fun. You can find Cass at the Wattlecube table at most Sydney competitions, where you can try hands-on with all the twisty puzzles. Say hello to him and me at the next comp. Back to our video. Let's bring the springs in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 3. All right, I think let's leave it at that. The last thing I want to do is just put a bit of lube in. The question is, which one? I do quite like FC or FZ, FC Calm, FC Rushed, but I'm finding it tends to change its tactility after a short while and doesn't have a long lasting to it. This one's okay, but I find it a bit spongy. These are not very good. I don't like the angstrom ones. I found them too grabby. This obviously I'm not going to use. It's way too fast. This is one of my go-to ones, and I don't have much of it left. This is the MoYu number 2 lube. I'm going to give this a try today, and if it doesn't kind of balance it out a little bit, I'll go to the FC Calm, I think. I'll try this. I've only got a little bit of this left, so if I've got to use it, I may as well use it on the MoYu cubes. It's definitely made it a lot quieter. The only thing about silicone lubes I don't like is that when it's cold, they tend to gum up and you have to warm the cube up. As I said before, I think there's a business potential for cube warmers or lube warmers. Some lubes do better in hot weather and some do better in cold weather. Okay, let's do some solves.
Many hours later.
Okay, I just did a bunch of soles and it's really, really fast. Like it's very grabby, but it's deforming a bit too much and it's just a bit too fast still. So I think for the next lube, I'm still not going to go to FC Calm yet. I'm going to try these little samplers here. I quite like Silk and Mystic. I'm going to try Silk today just to make that a little bit slower. It doesn't necessarily make it slow, but it makes it a little bit more comfortable. Is the only word I can use to describe it. Okay, let's give that a bit of a warm up. Yeah, that feels a little bit more comfortable. It's still deforming way too much though, too easily. I think I'm going to need another half screw on it. So screwing into that way, so I turn it this way. Yellow, blue, orange, green, red. Yeah. That feels a lot better now, a lot more manageable. Still feels really loose though. I can only imagine that that's what this guy likes. I imagine he must like it quite loose like that. All right, let's try some more solves.
3 hours later.
Let's talk about the YS3M 20 magnet ball core in summary. It's got very grippy turning. Because of the internal magnets, it does grip and you won't ever have a problem with it homing in. It feels really good in that sense. It still has that very blocky square feeling. It doesn't have very rounded edges at all. And as you can see on the internals there, it also has very straight lines and not a lot of gaps here. Out of the box, I found it too loose and too flexible. And for this one, I've tightened up the screws 180 degrees and I'm on the second or third click for the adjustment system. I've put in some lube to try and slow it down as well, but I'm still overshooting a lot. How would I describe its feel? Obviously out of the box it's very sandy, but a bit of lube just helps to solve that. It's fairly fast, it's fairly accurate, but I'm finding this one particularly, and I don't know why, seems to be deforming still a lot more than what I'm used to. What do I think of this compared to the RS3M V5? Well, we'll leave that for another video, which you will be able to see here. And don't forget to like and subscribe here and then down here as well. That's my video.